So a couple of weeks ago, I unveiled my new car, my 1994 Ford Escort GT. And I tell you, I have dropped so much money on this car making it right that it is finally time to drive it. I've put almost 1,000 miles on this thing and it's been great. I've had no issues out of it at all. I replaced the belts, I replaced the shifter bushings, I replaced all the suspension, and I finally have the radio fixed. So this thing is the perfect daily driver now. So I'm going to show you guys how it drives and what I've done to it. And to be honest, it's been one of my favorite daily drivers. Yep, I have been driving this thing almost every day since I got it back from the shop, getting those shifter bushings replaced. So the first thing I did with this thing was buy a new battery. It was 70 bucks from Walmart. Then I had the belts replaced. It was about 300 bucks. And then recently I got the radio fixed. It's got new speakers all around, and the radio head unit is finally working. I do need to see if I can find a kit so it'll actually fit instead of me just sticking cardboard on there, but it works. Bluetooth works well. Also got some new speakers. The old speakers were actually oversized, so I couldn't even roll my window all the way down. It would actually go down to about here because the window would actually hit the back of those speakers. And I also got the rear speakers right here. Yeah, the previous owner cut out holes for the rear speakers, which are 5x7s, but I got them installed in the back here, and I think it looks good, and it definitely sounds good. Of course, this being a hatchback is very practical, but I really do like how everything turned out with this car. I've also got some new suspension. It rides a lot better than what it did, and even though it's stock suspension, it's not coilover, this thing handles pretty well. I just took it out for the first time on a good road, and yeah, the body roll is about what it was stock, but this thing actually handles really well. It turns really good. But let's go in. It's got the bright seats, which also holds me in really tight. It's probably my favorite part about this car. But you get in and it starts up. 350,000 miles. And it runs this good. I see modern cars running worse than this thing. Ain't that just crazy? But I'm going to strap on my GoPro, get the mic working, and I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite roads with this car. Man, this is just crazy how good this car ended up being. Alright guys, so got this thing ready. And one of my favorite things about hot hatchbacks, especially ones from the 90s, is that you can see everything. The visibility is so good in this thing. It's quick enough for me to really be surprised about how quick it is, but not so quick that you'll go to jail. It's really about the sweet spot of cars that I like. This really has been one of my favorite daily drivers I've ever had. I love this thing. As I mentioned in the previous videos, this thing has a 1.8 liter BP engine from Mazda. 127 horsepower, a little over 100 foot-pounds of torque. But the power band really feels like my Miata. The gearing's also about the same. Before I got this, I said I wanted a car, like a hot hatchback, or maybe a sedan, that was really close to how the Miata drives, but in a practical package. But I think I finally got it with this thing. I actually got lucky that there's no NPCs on this road. Fuel mileage is pretty decent too. It's about the same as what the Miata is. Now the gear shift linkage isn't as perfect as I'd like, because there's some issue with the shift linkages on these where you can't replace them unless you do something weird. I need to look it up. It was something I found out about it. But it's a lot better than what it was before. I'm gonna turn around. ZL1. This car is so fun to put through its paces. And you can use all of it. That's what I like about these older 80s and 90s cars. So it's not too much. And they're so lightweight that you don't need a lot of power to have fun with. Like this car weighs 2,300 pounds. It weighs the same as an NA8 Miata. But as a hatchback, with the moonroof, power mirrors, cruise control. The only thing it doesn't have is power windows. Hell, it even has ABS. ABS doesn't work on this one at the moment. This thing has some of the things that you want, but nothing that you don't need. And that's one of the things I hate about modern cars. This thing is so fun. This is actually the most fun I've had with this car since I got it. It turns in so good. It's got body roll, but so do Miatas. It's actually one of the main characteristics of Miatas. It's about as close to a Miata that I can get on a practical car. This car's a lot more fun than my Civic ever was. Which, speaking of which, the Civic is back on Marketplace. The person I traded the Civic with for this car has put it on Marketplace. So I guess he didn't like it as much as I did. It's only been like less than 2 months. I was actually a little bit worried by putting regular suspension on this thing. When I went to Rock Auto, I did specify that it was a GT, but it seems to have worked great. It's comfortable, but it's also firm, so I think these are the correct shocks for it. I didn't get shocks that were made for a base model, but it feels great. Quick. 0 to 60 in 8.3 seconds. Some people claim 8.1. And this was in 1991. So that was actually pretty quick compared to all the other hot hatches at the time. Man, NPCs can't drive for shit. I think second and third gear are my favorite gears on this car. But since the gear ratio is so close, you can pretty much drive in fifth if you want. It's just like a Miata. When you're going 70, you're around 3,600 RPM, just like a Miata. Hot hatches will always be my favorite type of car. Practical. They sit up high so you can actually see. And they're lighter than most sports cars. Only ones not being the Miata, really. But in the 90s, most of them actually did weigh about the same or maybe a little bit less. I know the Civic Si of this time weighed around 2,000 pounds. It was the EF at the time. Which I still do want to get an 86 Civic Si, the first generation hatchback. Sport injection. But this is exactly the type of car I've wanted. I've wanted a 90s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s hot hatchback. And I got lucky to find this one on Marketplace. And the fact that he was actually willing to trade the Civic for this car was actually pretty amazing. I like the Civic, but one thing, it was so slow. It was so slow. It was slow and the gears were so high. I mean, it was a base model. It wasn't made to be sporty. It just has the bones of a sporty vehicle, it being double wishbone. It didn't have any sway bars. And the only thing that really made it fun was the coilovers. And that's when it actually started to handle pretty good. But I think this handles better. It actually felt like it was made to handle, since this is the sporty version of the Escort. It weighs about the same as a Civic, but with about 20 more horsepower. Twin cam, 16 valve. Miles. You really can't believe how many miles this thing has and how good it drives for how many miles that it has. Heat works good. AC works too. The only thing that doesn't work on this car is the ABS and the cruise control, which, thinking about it, that might actually be one of the reasons why it's not working. Because I know need to find out what's going on with the ABS. But since it's a OBD1 car, it's not as easy as plugging in a scanner. If it was, it'd be no problem, since I work at Ford. Even though the gear shifter is sloppy, once you drive this car for a while, you get used to it. What is this fool doing? Man, they just give licenses out to anyone. I need to make a video about how bad people really are at driving. It is so ridiculous. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I've been wanting to make it for a long time, but I needed to get just about everything ready with this car, the belts, the suspension. I just wanted to get more comfortable with this car and not be afraid to drive it. But I'm finally at that point. I drive this thing everywhere. I drive it every day. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe if you want to see some more content with the Escort or the Miata. I do have a lot planned for both of them. And I'll see you guys next time.